I finished uploading my video. Woo! Liv has finished her essay. Woo! And so we're gonna go ahead and drink at a bar. It's lesbian night, so I'm going as an ally. Why is everyone laughing? I don't get it. Hello, it is midnight right now. I'm currently putting together all of the footage from the vlog that you're about to see. This is another New York vlog, and as the title insinuates, I have had a group of friends that I met online, and in this video, you'll see us meeting for the first time. What could have easily been stranger danger actually turned out to be a fun time. So this is not the kind of video that will teach you any safety lessons here. However, we have been talking to each other for about a year and a half, and we've webcammed with each other plenty of times, so we were pretty sure none of us were a serial killer or anything like that. For some context, I ended up in this group chat because one of my friends tweeted that he was lonely and that he wanted to set up a group chat with other bookish people. And so if you wanted to be added to the group chat, you would have had to reply to the tweet. I never replied to the tweet, but he added me in anyway because we were already friends beforehand. So I was just added in this chat with a whole bunch of random people that I didn't know. And then somehow it just stuck. We ended up clicking and getting along, and now we still talk to each other, and it was just really cool. Eventually, one of our friends who was living in New York was getting married, and he invited us to the wedding. And because I'm already living like a nomad, I decided to rent out an Airbnb and stay in New York and make sure that the place had enough space and beds for people to stay if they decided to fly over to New York. So this was just a really wild way of us all getting together. If you watched my last vlog, I did mention that one of the friends who did come over actually had a crush on me, but I didn't know at the time. Apparently I hadn't known for a very long time, and I didn't even know that I was queer. What's funny about looking back on all this footage is that even though I thought I was straight, you can clearly tell how biased I am because I would be constantly filming her and zooming in on her specifically, or just making a ton of flirty jokes. So just for fun, I'm gonna add like a little gay counter in the corner so we can really see how weird it was. And keep in mind, the entire time of this video, when you see all the shenanigans that we get up to, I still thought I was straight and was still very oblivious throughout this entire video, regardless of what happens. And you'll see some of the stuff that happens. I want you to remember that so that when you see the shit that I do or say, you can just shake your head in dismay for how dense I was. I have definitely learned that the process of discovering yourself can take a very long time. And if you're someone who is also on their journey for self-improvement, a great app to use would be Fabulous, the #1 self-care app to help build better habits and achieve your goals, as well as the sponsor for today's video. This app is basically a digital coach. You could also see it as your happiness trainer. They basically use behavioral science to help you build habits to ensure that you live the life that you want. For example, I am currently rewriting the 3rd draft of my novel, but it's really hard to make time for writing when I get so busy with everything else in life. So I needed to figure out a routine where I was consistently doing this. What I like about this app is that it's much gentler compared to other apps that I've tried. It doesn't pressure me. It's still personalized to my needs. There's 2 approaches that you can do. You can do the habit tracking, or you can do dedicated programs. So with habit tracking, you can pick hundreds of recommended habits, or you can create your own, like what I did. Then they send you timely reminders and other features using the behavioral science to help you build it up. Or you can do the dedicated program where you can choose a journey to fully immerse yourself in. It's like your own personal adventure over several weeks, and they help you navigate your path along the way. If you would like to build your daily routine, the first 100 people who click on the link in my description will get 25% off of their Fabulous subscription. All right, now let's dive into my week leading up to my online friend's wedding while I'm surrounded by a bunch of other online friends. What could go wrong? I fucked up my eggs, and I'm about to fuck up those eggs. What? As I mentioned in my previous vlog, the first friends who came over to my Airbnb were Victoria and Leah. We had the night to ourselves, so on the first night we visited the Center for Fiction in Brooklyn. This is a 200-year-old nonprofit bookstore, and as you can tell from these clips, it was so amazing. They had the grandest bookshelves that spanned from floor to ceiling. They had so many unique books. They have a membership program and a bunch of events, but even if you aren't a member, you can still enjoy their first floor, which already has so much content. A cool thing that they had at the time that we visited, I'm not sure if it's still there anymore, but it was this short story dispenser where you could pick one of 3 buttons that say 1 minute, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes, and it would print out a random short story for you with the length that it would take for you to read it. It was so cute, and it's like taking back a souvenir from the store. So I just loved the whole concept. And we also saw the cutest dog, so bonus points for the place also being dog friendly. This ended up being one of my favorite bookstores in New York for sure. After that, we visited the DeKalb Market Hall. This is Brooklyn's biggest food hall. It houses over 40 food vendors, but I think since we came in kind of late and not all of them were open, but we still had a lot of good options though, and all the neon signs were really cool. I got one of my favorite foods, which is Pocky, and then after that, we walked over to an ice cream shop. This is a very popular brand in New York to the point where they sell their own cartons of ice cream that you can take home or even find at the grocery store. The next day, we continued hanging out in Brooklyn, and for lunch, we ate at Pies and Thighs. They have a bunch of Southern food, and I'm a sucker for fried chicken, so I ate that shit up. Then afterward, we checked out the McNally Jackson bookstore. If you're not from New York, but you've seen me mention this store in my previous vlogs, this is actually a different location in Brooklyn. Course, because I had discovered Levain Bakery in my last vlog, I wanted another chocolate chip cookie. Unfortunately, the Williamsburg location was not as good as the other location I went to because it was not as warm and gooey. However, I do want to point out that while editing this video, I found a great moment of Victoria staring at me while I shoved the cookie in my mouth, totally oblivious. I feel like this screenshot just perfectly encapsulates the dynamic that we had before we actually started dating. So I'm gonna add a gay counter here just because I feel like she earned a point on her own for that. That evening, our third friend arrived to New York, and we figured that she would be hungry after her flight, so we decided to make some tacos. We then sloppily tried to eat and put together our tacos, and not even in a fun, sexy way. I think we were also supposed to make margaritas, but I don't recall drinking any alcohol, which will make the next clip of Victoria laughing hysterically very confusing.
Her sister was a witch, right?
After Victoria burst out her lung, we woke up the next day for the rest of our friends to arrive. We ordered some McDonald's, they took some time to relax and decompress, and we all caught up as we were all finally together as a group and seeing each other in person. It was so weird, but very exciting at the same time. We made plans that night to go out drinking, so of course we pre-gamed with some whiskey and pizza. However, I had a deadline to edit one of my videos, and Liv had a deadline to submit an essay for her class, so it then became a joint effort to make her finish the essay so we could all go out. Hey, we're doing a little bit of pre-game. Hey. New York Times article. Writing essays. I finished uploading my video. Woo. Liv has finished her essay. Woo. And so we're gonna go ahead and drink at a bar. It's lesbian night, so I'm going as an ally. Why is everyone laughing? I don't get it.
Staring, is this something that you like? And I can feel you glaring.
How did clubbing go last night, y'all?
It didn't.
We went to a bar for a lesbian night, and a man decided to tell us to go away, which was very homophobic.
Yes, it was.
We're going to Bookstore Magic, and then we're gonna go karaoke.
I'm thirsty. He grinned as he stumbled through the bar. Well, he said, give me some more love, give me some love, give it all.
notice that I know you. I'm like nobody, but you're so much of a somebody. You
Wait,
know?
what were you even talking about?
And Cindy's a lot of bit beautiful. In every
You're one to
way.
talk. You're one to talk. You hypocrite. Please. You hypocrite.
I hit the bed. Oh, they're mad.
The girlies are mad.
They're fucking mad.
The girlies are mad.
Yeah, I love you so much, and I think that you should like gain the confidence to like tell your people about your gender expression. Because first of all, you work in fucking theater. Everybody's fucking gay. I bet you never had a Backstreet guy. I bet her mama never told her why. I'm gonna try for an uptown girl. Because your brain is like, hey, you haven't done enough, so you're gonna have to say, I'm a night owl, but not my choice.
Interesting. And I can't wait for you to watch this footage back. Because you know what? This is the unpaid labor I'm going through. I have to be a comedian.
First of all, I'm sober.
And she's straight too.
I am straight. Right?
As straight as my hair.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As straight as rainbow.
Hi, platonic friend.
Anyway.
Jess, I love you so much.
Just gals being pals.
West Wall Street, transfer to the DEF.
All right, today's the day. Where are we going? Yes, we are going to Kevin's wedding as allies. Don't mind what's on my neck. That's also a part of me being an ally. Everyone's totally chill and not stressed, right?
Oh my god, I've never been more relaxed in my entire life.
I'm so calm I could fall asleep actually. So this is gonna be everyone's fit at like the wedding.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
It's really extravagant.
Everyone, OOTD.
Exactly.
My sweater is from Forever 21. My pants are from Uniqlo, and my overall stress is from being the eldest immigrant daughter.
Does she notice the things I notice? How she practices piano on her thigh, imagining the keys inside her mind.
Made it to the hotel. Yeah. Not us sleeping together. Ooh. Oh no, we're gonna find out there's only one bed. All right, show the fit. You go first. Cute, lots of cleavage. I like. Show the fit, Leah. Ooh. Very sway.
Yes.
Swaying with the spin around. I like the sway. There we go. All right, show the fit.
The fit.
Perfect for a wedding or a funeral. Love it. Versatile.
Hello.
Yes. Show the fit. Show the back. I like the back. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, show your fit.
Hello.
There we go. Boom,
Does she
boom, boom.
notice the things I notice? How her eyes wander the room when it gets quiet, searching for solutions in the silence. But I'm here, I'm here. Won't she turn around? Won't she look at me? Oh, please, won't she notice me? I want her to notice what I don't notice.
I
Give us a tour.
I'll give you a tour. This is the extra 3 beds if you guys are too drunk to leave.
Oh my gosh, that looks so nice. The windows are nice too. This is like the perfect like Airbnb to get murdered in. You know, like in a horror movie.
Thank you. Next is fire.
Yeah.
And just windowsill. We had breakfast in the Dell.
I love all the seats. They're so cool.
They were like this, and we realized, wait, they turned into back.
Oh my god, look, there's 90.
Oh my god, revolutionary. Wow, what a spacious bathroom. You have to do a whole catwalk before you get in. Oh my gosh. Not a Cassie Clare fan here. Are you sleeping here?
Yeah.
You get your own room? Oh, this is your bed? That's so cute. I love your little pillow.
There's a sauna. Ooh. We drive back down to finish it.
You can have an orgy here. There you go. Thank you for the entertainment.
So well. That's insulting. $1?
Well, it was the only dollar. It was the only money I had. We have all made it in one piece, all 6 of us. But the apartment is a mess, so we're gonna basically spend the entire day cleaning up. Here's Victoria. Hey. Hey. Save that for me later. We have now reached the end of the vlog. On our last day, we decompressed with eating Mexican food for lunch, and on our way back to my Airbnb, we checked out this bakery called Love Nelly. It was super cute and charming, so I got a cake for the way home, and it really fucking hit, so I would definitely recommend this place if you are in Bed-Stuy. And yeah, that sums up the very chaotic and eventful wedding week we had. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to unsubscribe. If you do, I'll just see you next time. Bye!